Well, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the RC Barn. A little chilly in the barn today. The power went out, and see, I finally got a fire going in my pellet stove. It is currently 55 degrees in here. Anyhow, on to today's subject, which is just a quick update and a little bit of work on the Royal 45. I've kind of skipped ahead in procedure here a little bit. I'm also trying something new. I watched a video of mine the other day and noticed that my couldn't really hear me, and I do not like that when I'm watching other YouTubers and I can't understand the word they're saying. So I do have my headset on. You'll have to let me know in the comments whether it's too loud or not loud enough, or if it's working better than in previous videos. I did jump ahead a little bit on the Royal 45. I took the crankcase, the front nose piece here to work. I could not get the bearing out, the crank out. I was successful doing it using a 25-ton press. Thankfully, it didn't take much effort. Didn't incur any, it didn't bend or anything like that. So, anyways, this is the result of that. I'm pretty pleased with it. Here's our bearings. I am going to go ahead and go forward with this rebuild as long as I can get the back plate out. Now, I am an aspiring machinist. I do have a metal lathe out in the shop that is currently disassembled, but undergoing some painting and some upgrades to it. So it'll probably be another month, but I am going to be on the lookout for a rear cover, since I put a nice little hole in there with my punch. Still haven't been able to get that out at this point. This back plate is junk. So I'm going to either look for a new one, or in the future, maybe the next month or so, maybe just try machining my own. It's just a circle, and would be something fun to play around with. Making my own engine parts is something I've inspired to do in the future. Anyhow, got that all taken apart. The rest of this does not look too bad. I think this will clean up with a light brushing or whatnot, but I'd like to show you what I can do with my crankshafts here when I get them apart, because this one does have a little bit of tarnish on it, and in my mind, it should be, I'll get it away from the camera here where you can see it, should be smoothed out. It makes putting new bearings in a little easier, and I don't take a lot of material off of it. But here, I'll just show you what I do here. So I'll bring you over here to my drill press and get you set up here. Let's see, how does that look? That looks pretty good right on my drill press. And what I do is I chalk this up in my drill press. It doesn't require a whole lot of pressure. I don't worry about protecting the threads or anything, because I'm not going to tighten down on this. I just want it to hold. And then get some light on the subject here. It's probably right on a long angle. Trying to see what we got. It's so damn dark in here. Trying to not get the glare. There we go. So anyways, what I do is I spray a little lubricant. I got some 1200 wet dry sandpaper here, and a little bit of PB40, and then spray some on there. Turn it on. Like I said, this is 1200 grit sandpaper. It's just to kind of get the tarnish off of it, and just to clean it up just a little bit more. I've done this to several motors. I've never noticed any I don't know what you want to say, like, you know, bad stuff happened to the motor, won't run, whatnot. See, that's already starting to take shape. I don't know if you can see that or not. This is hard to get a video of. Anyways, that's the main bearing. That's the front bearing where that rises. This is the easiest way I've seen to polish the crank. Just to get rid of the grime, the dirt from sitting for years, the varnish. A lot of this is probably from the castor oil that they run in these motors. Like I said, it doesn't take much. I just do these 2 main services here. I don't worry about the flywheel. Don't worry about the where the rod ends at, you know, where the rod ends at. And I just do this. That's probably enough. Let's see. I got the light here shine a different way. Probably should get a. It does take a little bit of material, but talking thousands. And clean it up a little bit. And I'll bring it over here. Bring it over here, and you can anyway. And we got a little bit of light. That probably looks worse than what it is. I'm not going to worry about getting that all out. It definitely cleans it up pretty nice. So there's that. I'm going to call that done. Not too worried about the rest of it. Anyways, I want to see about getting this back plate out. I think I'm just going to pause the video right here. This might take some time. I'm probably going to set it up in the vise and see if I can't get it out here, see how many pieces it takes. So anyways, be back with you here in a second, alright? Anyways, that's coming out a lot easier than I thought it was, actually sitting in the crock pot for a few days, and check that out. I don't know what this is, but check that out. Now all I gotta do now is find a new back plate. I think I will clean that up with a little bit. Now, something that I do notice that helps a little, and I don't know that it's going to help a whole lot on this motor, but grab my PB blaster here, just spray it down a little bit, just to give you a little bit of lubrication. I don't know what it actually does, but it definitely cleans this up a little more. I don't think I'll ever get it back to a shiny silver material. It's something that I've always, like I said before, something I've always transpired to do was powder coated engine. I think this would make a good candidate. I don't doubt that this engine will run again. How well it will run, I don't know. Time will tell on that. But anyhow, trying not to do too long of a video here. It is Thursday night, by the way. That week is flown by this week. I mean, after kind of seeing what kind of shape this motor is in internally, the motor doesn't care what it looks like on the outside. It's all about getting it cleaned up, getting into all these little orifices and stuff. Not getting your brush stuck in there. I mean, yeah, you could sandblast it, but I don't currently have a sandblaster. Now, you tell me what you guys think. Will it run again? Should I powder coat it? I think first thing it would be to do would be to get as much of this off as I possibly can. Sorry about that. I really need to get me a tripod. I'm gonna do some more research tonight and see if I can find one that will work with my phone, or what do I gotta do to modify one. Anyways, there's that. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get some parts. I gotta find a back plate and or make one. Next video will probably be this carburetor right here. I mean, the Royal carburetors I never quite liked them. I had a Royal carburetor, a Royal engine quite a few years ago, and I could not get that engine to hold a needle setting, save its life. I mean, it was, during flight it would back out. I tried fuel tubing, I tried different means to keep the high-speed needle valve and the low-speed needle valve in place. I mean, short of gluing them in, which you don't want to do that either. And I ended up retrofitting a OS46 carb that I had laying around to it. And after that, that motor ran really good, pretty strong. So that's probably the route that I'm going to take with this one too. I got a bunch of parts engines over there that got various things wrong with them, but a few of them have carburetors. And I know I got a Perry carb around here somewhere for a 40 size engine, so I think it'd be fun to play around with that. Because you can, with a lathe, I mean, you can make anything fit. So anyway, there's that. A little bit of cleaning. I'll have to get in there, pop these bolts out. I need to figure out what size drill bit to buy. I'll have to drill these out and rethread them. We'll probably oversize, if I can, the bolts a hair bit. Maybe go from the metric that they are to a standard thread, and then come up with some new hardware. So it might be a little while before I get an update here. So anyhow, I think this motor will run again. I might take the guy up's offer online and get a new piston and sleeve for it, but I think those are pretty easily changed once the motor's back together. I mean, can we get it to fire off with what we got here, with a carb and fixing, putting new bearings in it? I'm sure these bearings, while tough, while not looking too terribly bad considering the environment they were in. See if we can get it better. They're pretty rusty, and bearings are cheap. This is the main bearing. It sits back here, like that. And then this is the front bearing, and you'll notice that half of it's sealed. Here's the sealed part. That's so it doesn't let out too much fuel and oil out when it's all floating around in here. This one's stuck. This one's real garbage. And if you got a troublesome engine, older engine, that seems to run lean all the time. You can't get the wrenching out, suspect a faulty front bearing, because front bearing will allow air into the motor, and that might as well be like a vacuum leak. So anyway, there's that. Hope you enjoyed this short update on the Royal 45. I will post more of it when I have some updates on it, when I get some parts. The back plate's going to be the major kicker there. If I can find a stock replacement back plate, that would be great, and then I won't have to try to make one, because that's even more time. Bearings, probably at least a week or two out to get Boca bearings for it. That's usually where I go to when I replace my bearings. So anyhow, you guys have a good night, and we will talk to you later.